Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Anisa Najwa. Today I want to share about the materials that I've learned in this semester. The first material is about advertisement. According to Kriansono in 2008, advertising is a form of non-personal communication that sells persuasive message from a clear sponsor to influence people to buy the product by paying a fee for the media. There are four advertisement components. The first one is headline. The title is the first thing that catches the reader's attention and usually only contain a few words. However, they are able to convey the essence of the advertisement and are easy to understand. The second one is subheadline. Subheadings are useful for providing a broader pictures of the content of the advertisement. Subheadlines are usually located below the headline, and generally only one or two sentences are the limit in order to expedite the movement of readers' attention from the headline to the content. The third one is a body. The body contains more complete information and details related to the brand, product, or anything that you want to convey through advertisements. The content of this body can be very flexible depending on the purpose of the advertisement and the information you want to convey. The last one is call to action. Call to action refers to the purpose of advertising to invite readers to do an activity, whether that is buying the advertised product, living a healthy life, and so on. Through these call to actions, reader can more easily find out more about this content of the ad and its purpose. And the second material is about expression opinion. Expressing opinion is expression that is used to say or express opinion. Expression is a sentence that is used to help us in saying something which usually contains specific theme, like giving opinion, asking question, giving directions, expressing of thanking, expression of over, and many more. Here are the example of giving opinion. The first one is, in my opinion, this one would be better. And the second one is, to my mind, this one is better. And the third one is, in my view, this one is best. And we also can use praise in expressing opinion. Praise is word combination that has certain meanings. It doesn't have subject, verb, object, or maybe only one. Another example of praise is phrasal verb. For example, to break down, look for, count in, etc. Here are the examples of giving opinion praise. The first one is my opinion, and then the second one is to my mind, and then the third one is if you ask me. Here are the example of asking for an opinion. The first one is, what's your idea? What are your thoughts on all of this? And the last one is, how do you feel about that? Here are the example of expressing agreement. I agree with you 100%. I couldn't agree with you more. That's so true. And here are the examples of expressing disagreement. The first one is I don't think so, and then no way, and then I'm afraid I disagree. Here are the example of interruption. The first one is can I add something here? And then is it okay if I jump in for a second? And the last one is if I might add something. Here are the examples of expressing your opinion. How do you feel about using dating apps? In my opinion, using dating app is too dangerous. Here are the example of expressing the strong opinion. What do you think is the best way to learn English? I'm positive that you can master English by taking online English lessons. Here are the example of expressing your opinion carefully. What are your thoughts on women traveling alone? I suppose that solo travel can be fun for women. Here are the example of expressing your opinion based on your experience. Do you think children should move out of the house when they turn 18? In my experience, not all 18 years old can afford to pay their own rent. And the third material is about modal and request. Modal verbs are helping that express ideas like ability, permission, and asking for assistance. Many modal verbs have more than one meaning. They are always followed by the simple form of a verb. For example, can, will, may, and must. Modal verb of request is used to ask someone to do something. For example, for the first time is, would you please turn off the light? Would you please turn on the light? For the second, could you please bring me some coffee? And the third one is, will you get the door for me please? And the last one is, can you lend me your book? And the fourth material is about comparison and adjective. Comparative adjective are comparing one person or thing with another and enabling us to say whether a person or thing has more or less of a particular quality. There are several rules to form comparative and superlative adjectives. For the first one, to one syllable word, we add er for comparative and s for superlative. For example, big, bigger, and biggest. The second one is if the adjective end with e, we add r for comparative and st for superlative. For example, nice, nicer, and nicest. The third one is if the adjective ends in consonant or y, we change y to I and add er for comparative and s for superlative. For example, happy, happier, and happiest. There is also regular comparative and superlatives. For example, good, better, best or bad, worst, worst. For two or more syllable adjective, we use more for comparative and most for superlative. For example, careful, more careful, and most careful. Comparative adjective. Using then when mention the second person or thing in the comparison. If the second person mentioned takes the form of a personal pronoun, we normally use the object form of the pronouns me, you, him, her, us, them. For example, can you carry this? You are stronger than me. The last one is comparative adjectives. Are and are, more and more to talk about how person or thing is changing and gaining more of a particular quality, we can use to are form adjective connected by an. Or can use more and more before an adjective, then follow such comparison with than. For example, the weather is getting hotter and hotter. The fifth material is about presentation and how to read charts. For the first one, I want to explain about presentation first. Before doing the presentation, we have to plan and prepare a presentation. First of all, you need to know SPAM, which stands for situations, the event that prompts the need to communicate, and then purpose, to persuade, to narrate an event, to respond to a text or graphic or chart. Audience, to whom you are talking to, and the last one is method, the mode being used, reading or speech. When doing the presentation, we have to use useful praise like in making introduction, hello ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming, or first of all, let me introduce myself. In providing an outline of your presentation, I'd like to give you a brief outline of my presentation, or here is the agenda for the meeting. In wowing your audience, the product I present is extraordinary, or it's really cool device. In summarizing, in conclusion, or I like to recap. We also have to pay more attention to our body gesture. We have to have a good face expression, smile, do the eye contact, straight shoulder gesture, straight head gesture, and stand upright. The last one is charts and graph. Charts and graphs are used to summarize data in order to see trends and information easier. Charts and graphs can help you judge information and make sense of what you read. Graphs include diagrams and tables. There are 5 steps to approach for reading charts and graphs. For the first one, what is the topic? You can look for the title and reword it in your own words. Per second, what is being measured? Look for labels to get an idea of what the graph is saying. The third is, how is it being measured? Look for units and see if the units make sense with what you know about the graph so far. And the fourth is color coding used, and if so, how? Color coding is used to add additional information to a graph without taking up extra space. Check for a key that explains the color coding. And the last one is, can I summarize this information in my own words? Look for a trend or information that you find interesting and mentally form a sentence about it. Here are the sample of charts and graphs. For the first one is pie chart. A pie chart looks like a circle, just like a pie, cut up into segments. For the second one is bar graph. Bar graph generally have categories on the x-axis and number on the y-axis. And the last one is line graph. Line graphs are usually used to show dependent data and particularly trends over time. That's my explain for the one semester. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Bye.